Hello, welcome or welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz and I'll be guiding you on this journey today. This is a reading for Libra, wherever Libra shows up in your chart. And of course, if you haven't done so already, I would absolutely love it if you subscribe to my channel. I know I say that like in the beginning of the readings, but honestly, I am just not going to forget, or I am not going to remember at any other point. So, so I got to mention it at the beginning. Anyway, so this is going to be a 3-card spread. The first card is your current energy or what's currently surrounding you. The second card is the energy that's leaving or no longer serving you. And the third card is the energy that's coming in or that will be available to you. So I don't take the jumpers for this spread. I'm just going to shuffle a bunch of times and then we'll get your spread out. Okay, for Libra. There we go. All right, current energy is the 2 of Cups. Love that. What's leaving? The Knight of Cups. Interesting. Okay. What's coming in? The Devil. Interesting. Okay. To clarify, the 2 of Cups, we have the Tower card. What in the sweet name? To clarify the Knight of Cups, we have the Hermit. And to clarify the Devil card, we have the 9 of Wands. Bro, I don't know why I felt like even looking at the top of the deck, but it was the Death card. So, okay, Libra's going through it. I feel like, gosh, poor Libra. Like, I feel like if there's anybody going through it in these readings, it's Libra. I think it's just been like a couple rough months, year. However, though, like, I do always get this sense with Libra that you are like working through it, though, right? Like, that's at least the feeling that I get. And it is also interesting, you know, Libra is the relationships sign, you know, cultivating relationships, peacekeeping, almost too. Like, relationships are really important to Libra, I feel. Not just romantic, of course, but anyway, so we start with the 2 of Cups, which is a relationship card. It's really more of shared values. You know, we start with the Ace of Cups, which is, you know, obviously the cup is overflowing. Cups have to do with our emotions, with love, our relationship to and with love. You know, just our emotional capacity for things. How do we express ourselves emotionally? Of ourselves, where are we not taking care of ourselves? And so when we get to the 2 of Cups, it's generally, you know, 2 people come together with their full cup. And, you know, there's this equal exchange of energy, right? Like, there's no depletion or sucking away of energy or using up those emotional resources, because again, right, like, both people come in, they have their full cup, they're taking care of themselves, and you know, it's like they can see that within each other. Because even like in this depiction of the 2 of Cups, right, like this, the feminine figure over here is holding her cup out, the masculine figure over here is pouring into it. But they're in this body of water here too. And even, you know, there's this like fairy right here. It feels like very vulnerable to me. Like, I just kind of like got this feeling of, you know, that moment in a movie where both people kind of set their reservations aside and have this emotional, like vulnerable moment between them. It is interesting though that it's paired with the Tower card, which is Mars. Mars would represent either Scorpio or Aries. And, like I said, we have the Death card at the top of the deck, which is Scorpio. The Two of Cups is water. So, Scorpio is a water sign. It doesn't have to be a Scorpio, but just, kind of the Mars energy. Mars just retrograded back into Cancer. So depending on like where Cancer is for you, the Tower talks about sudden, unexpected change, upheaval. There's this tower that's literally crumbling. It's being struck by lightning. It's like just melting away. It's also in the middle of, this body of water here. So it's interesting that in the Two of Cups, they're in this body of water, but it's peaceful. It's calm. And then in the Tower card, it's waves and there's a storm going on. And so, this really could indicate a shift in a relationship for you. And again, that would depend on your situation, but it could be romantic. It could be, a friend. It could be your job. Anything that like you give energy to and it is supposed to, quote unquote, like it is supposed to give energy back to you. There's a big shakeup that is happening with that. The thing with the Tower card though, is the Tower is only going to affect the things that are no longer serving us. Like if the thing is really not giving you life, if it's not giving you love, if it's not filling you up, then the Tower card is like, like if you can't make the decision, I'll make it for you type of thing. And it will take that thing out of your life because it's like recognizing that whatever that thing is taking up the space that another thing could use that would actually benefit you, that would actually fill your cup, make you feel fulfilled, purposeful. So this is a current energy too. So, or like I said, the energy that is around you. Also, the Tower card can be uncomfortable. Of course, it's chaotic at times. However, the only reason it gets to be uncomfortable is because we start resisting. And it literally just prolongs things. It makes the destruction or, the crumbling of that thing take even that much longer because it's like you're trying to put the pieces back into place as it's like falling apart. And it's like, it's already started. It's probably not going to stop. And there's really no way at this point, when we get to the Tower card, there's really no way of changing that. And then what's interesting over here is we have the Knight of Cups and the Hermit card. And to me, like, the Knight of Cups is the knight in shining armor of the tarot, right? So, and then the Hermit card is introspection, it's going within yourself, isolation, but it's also like it talks about healing and meditation and following your own path, lighting your own way, being your own hero type of thing. So it's really interesting because there's a couple things that are coming through here because this is in the position of what is leaving, right? Like it's what is leaving is either, the theory or the idea that somebody or something is going to come save the day. It's also maybe even too about just dropping the narrative that there is a knight in shining armor. I feel like I'm like telling somebody Santa Claus isn't real or something. Like this feels very tough lovey, like, but it's what's, coming through to me. And also too, the other thing is not going after your dreams, because the Knight of Cups is going to follow their heart. They are a little bit delulu, but honestly, I mean, we all need to have like, a skosh of delulu. I think, like the Hermit card is Virgo. The Devil card is Capricorn. Again, the Tower card is Mars. So, hello, Aries or Scorpio. And again, those things don't necessarily have to matter, but I'm just, I'm saying them. But yeah, so, the Knight of Cups is going to follow their heart. And it's like one of those things of like, if it feels good, they're going to do it regardless. Right? So, and with the Hermit card, like, again, with the whole isolation thing, the whole, introspection thing. I mean, this could have even been like soul searching, like really going down deep within yourself and, figuring out what is it that you have a passion for? Like, what is it that does fill your cup? Right? And if you have been kind of in this position of just being almost like passive in your own life, waiting for something to come to you, waiting for somebody to come to you, waiting for your partner to change, waiting for your friendships to change, whatever, hoping that your boss would treat you differently, or that your job, your career would give you a different, sense of fulfillment or purpose that maybe it's not giving. But, like instead of just kind of waiting for those things to come to you, it's, with this being in the position of what's leaving, it is taking a more active role. And what's coming in is the Devil card and the Nine of Wands. This is going to be a period of time of really working through your stuff. I would love to be able to tell you that, like, rainbows and butterflies are coming in. They will eventually. We have the Five of Wands, the Strength card, the Knight of Wands. Yeah, like there's a period ahead of you here where it's like you have to like let go of those stories, the narrative, the beliefs too. The Devil card is the things that control us. Like, what takes our power away? The belief that like you can't do it on your own, that you don't deserve better, that, there's nothing better out there, that, I mean, I really have it like pretty decent. I mean, it's okay, like where I am, right? Like settling. Of course, the Devil card can also be addictions. And of course, I mean, addiction can be to a substance, but it could also be to numbing or distracting, or even like keeping yourself small, right? Like when you do try to move forward, you just kind of immediately knock yourself down type of thing. And with the Nine of Wands being here too, I mean, even like look at the difference between, in the Devil card, this figure, I'm gonna maybe just do this for YouTube's sake. They're sitting there. I mean, like, talk about vulnerable, right? Because like a person in this position would feel like they wouldn't be able to leave this garden, we'll call it, right? Because they are unclothed. And that's exactly what this devil figure would want, right? Is that control. Like, you can't leave because you don't have clothes. And I know that you're not going to just walk down the road unclothed. I don't want to say, the whatever. Right? So, and they don't. And they do, like, they have this feeling of like, I can't leave because the first step in doing so would make me so vulnerable. It's so humiliating. There's so much shame attached to it too, right? And I'm just giving an example, right? I mean, I hope that nobody is in this position of like being, controlled by somebody in that way. But I'm just, as an example, right? It's like feeling like you are trapped by circumstances, by, your whatever it is, even feeling like trapped to a job because maybe you've worked your way up to a point where you make enough money, or you feel a sense of security financially, right? And you have this fear of leaving the job because maybe you're not going to be able to make more or at least the same amount of money, and all of the things that just kind of keep us stuck, right? But this is what I was going to point out is that they go from being this person in this feeling trapped, feeling controlled, to literally being a warrior over here in the 9 of Wands. Like literally, right? I mean, this could be the same person. And it's because like they fought for themselves. And that's what the 9 of Wands is. It's the wounded warrior. It is taking control back. It is, again, even like I was saying over here, right? It's being more active, and you have it in you. That's exactly, what the 9 of Wands is. It's finding that within yourself. I mean, they have this lioness here. So even, finding your inner lioness, and maybe you'll discover that over the next 5 or 6 months, because again, right, I was talking about, I think it's interesting that I even brought up Mars retrograding back into Cancer, because it was in Leo, of course, right? So it's back into Cancer and it's retrograde until February, like the endish of February. It goes direct again, so it's going to go back through, Cancer, and then it'll go through Leo again. It was already in Leo. So it's kind of like, between the next, again, like the next 5-6 months, you might just be really playing with and molding yourself, your future, your goals, your ambitions, really like rising up through the ashes is like how that feels to me. And I love it. I'm here for it. I'm sending you all the strength in the world. Speaking of, right, because the strength card was after the 5 of Wands at the bottom of the deck. And the strength card almost gives me this 9 of Wands vibe too. But again, like you're going to have to fight for it. Like you're going to have to put a little oomph behind it. There's no aggressive, passive anything. It really is going to take you putting some oomph, putting some fire, not literally, but just motivation, that spark, the drive, right? You can do it. I know you can. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards. I will talk to you soon. Bye.